So you're thinking, Albemarle County sounds like a really, really good fit for you. Just outside of Charlottesville zip code sounds really good, but then you hear the cost of living and you think, oh, I don't know if that's going to be doable or not. Well, we're going to look at that today, at the cost of living. And if you're not sure, let's look and see. So cost number one, taxes. So just so you know, the minimum combined sales tax for Albemarle County is 5.3%, this is a total of state and county taxes. So 5.3%. Hey y'all, it's Pam with Living in Charlottesville. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. And I am so glad that you found my channel. If you would like, hit the subscribe, tap that bell. You'll be notified of everything that I upload, and we can actually make sure you don't miss anything. The other thing is here's my contact information. Here's my phone number, my actual email. All you need to do is reach out to me, and if there's something I can do to make living in Charlottesville part of your future, just let me know. Here we go. Okay, so cost number one was taxes. Cost of living, and cost number two is groceries. Now, we've heard a lot nationwide about groceries. So how does Albemarle County compare to the national average? Well, we are slightly above the national average, but we're really not too far off the mark. The other thing is we actually have a lot of options as well. So if you think about the national chains, such as the Kroger brand, Giant, Harris Teeter, we have Whole Foods, but then we go into Trader Joe's. We have an Aldi's. We have lots of Walmart supercenters. Target has groceries. And then, of course, we have dollar stores and things like that also offer groceries. So we get the full gamut, but on average, we come in just slightly above. So that should not be a bother too much for you. Cost number three, and I thought this fit really well, coming right after groceries, because I think it's one of our main bills as well, and that is gas prices. Well, you will be happy to know for Albemarle County in Virginia, currently, and we are just coming into 2024, so we're in January, but currently we are below the national average. The national average per gallon of regular unleaded gasoline, according to AAA, is $3.72 a gallon. According to Gas Buddy, we run about $3.33. So that means, according to those two statistics, we run about 10% less. Now, I will share, this morning I was out and about and I filled up yesterday, and I actually paid $2.89. So it's even lower than what Gas Buddy is reporting. So and all up and down 29. So 29, you have Costco gas, Sam's Club gas, and then you have all the regular gas stations as well. But all of them, I'm trying to think across the board, were all $2.89 to $2.99. So that's great news. But obviously it's important to note that gas prices can fluctuate significantly, and within counties, and due to various factors like competition, taxes, and proximity to refineries. So I know one reason we had the drop down to $2.89 just down the street is because we had a brand new Wawa that just opened, and everybody was charging $2.99 for regular gas. They actually, for their opening promotion, came in at $2.79. So they were a significant chunk below, but that then created everybody else to drop theirs down to $2.79. Now, in the couple weeks since then, Everybody has raised up to $289, but it can fluctuate, but we are still below average. So cost number 4 is going to be utilities. So please remember, cost of utilities includes electric, phone, internet, water, sewer, natural gas, trash, recycling. What you have to remember is your cost is going to depend on how much you use of these utilities and, in some cases, which provider you use. The median utility rates for Albemarle County Service Authority, which provides water to the County of Albemarle residents, the main water and sewer provider, is $61 a month. $61 a month for water and sewer. Now, to give you a comparison, mine, and I'm only about a mile away, I'm over near the Carsbrook subdivision area, but my water, and I average 2 to 3 adults, my water bill goes anywhere from $23 a month up to $71 a month, depending on the season it is. If it's summer and I'm watering my garden, my husband is washing cars, anything like that, we obviously see the usage go up, and so we see the price go up. But that gives you an idea. So the median is 61, but my personal experience, I can fluctuate. On average, I would say mine runs $30 to $35 a month. Of course, your phone and internet bill are going to be determined by you. A lot of people, myself included, have gotten rid of their landlines. Now, I have had cable through the phone line, through CenturyLink, which came in with our landline. I've had internet through our cable provider, which would be Xfinity. And now I have Ting, which is fiber internet coming into our neighborhood. So we've been with Ting for quite a while. To give you an idea, I want to say my Ting bill, and it's very, very fast and across the board phenomenal. That's $89. When I was with the phone company, my internet and phone bill combined were like $129 a month. And when I was with the Xfinity cable and cable TV, that actually, they just made me mad because it started at $129, and then like every 6 months it would jump up significant, like $50. So that's why as soon as Ting came to our neighborhood, we bailed and got rid of it. So again, it just depends on what you need, who you're using, and the providers. My trash runs $31 a month. If I added recycling to that, I believe it adds an additional $10 a month. But again, multiple providers, you have to shop around for several different providers. So there you go, cost of utilities. So cost number 5, in looking at all the expenses and cost of living in Albemarle County, is I'm looking at personal expenses, personal care, haircuts, massages, things that include non-medical services. Those are actually very much in line with the national average. We have some national chains for massage, masseuse purposes, facials, and then we have some very high-end spas. So again, we have the full gamut of cost and variations, just depending what you're looking for. But on average, the number 5 cost for personal care, non-medical, is going to be on par with national average. Cost number 6, coming in because you know I love my restaurants. So cost number 6 is going to be eating out. Now, when I'm speaking about these, I'm truly not speaking about national chains. I'm talking about general variety of dining. And when you look at those, if you eat here, you eat in, we'll say over the mountain, if you eat up towards DC, on average, our restaurant costs come in, I would say, slightly above national average. But I will also say, I do not think ours is expensive. I think they are, because I think we have a ton of farm to table and very whole food. So for restaurants and eating out, we are very much stable, maybe a tad bit above the national average. So we've hit some big ones. So what's another big one? And to me, and this is actually affects a lot of when we end up on a lot of lists for best of, for this, best of that. And one, this always comes into context, especially with best of for retirement. And that is cost of healthcare in Albemarle County. So cost of healthcare is absolutely on par with the national average. We don't come above or below. The one place we do come a little bit above is when it's a specialty care. So your PC, and again, this is going to fall into and under obviously insurance and how you're covered and everything along that line. But when you're going apples to apples, oranges to oranges, the Albemarle County, doctors in Albemarle County, services in Albemarle County for medical services are on par. If it is a specialty service, I don't know, let's say a specialty service like, I don't know, a podiatrist. Yeah, specialty services you may see slightly above. And I think that's more so because, or dermatology, I think would be another one. Most of those are going to be covered with insurance, but without insurance, they do run a little bit above the national average. Okay, so sad to say, but a big one. And I think this is where everybody hears that the cost of living in Albemarle County is so much more. And that comes down to housing. Housing, often the biggest expense for residents, period. It does not matter if they're renting or if they're buying. Median home prices in Albemarle County can be significantly higher than the national average. To give you an example, according to Cville, the median home prices the median home listing price in the end of November, so in November 30th, the median listing price in Albemarle County was $576,617. So $576,617. If you look and you average out what rents are, they've grown even faster than the cost of housing has, and it's a part of cost of housing. But your average, I think the last time I looked, was somewhere around a modest one bedroom. You were looking at least $1,400 to $1,600 a month in Albemarle County. And that is for a non-furnished. We do get some people here who are looking for furnished, and it's something that we can figure out, but it's not something that is normal here. Again, there's always options, but it just adds to the expense. So we'll say if a vacant apartment for a year was going to be $1,500. If you were looking for a short lease, say for example, you were waiting to get into the house you're building, you might be doing a 6-month lease. In that case, that $1,500 may actually be a $1,700 rental, but for 6 months. Let's say you don't want to unload all your stuff, so you wanted a furnished apartment. Well, then you're probably looking at that $1,500 apartment costing you about $2,000, since it's going to be a short term and it's going to be furnished. So always options. But yes, sad to say, housing is a major, and we are significantly higher than the national average. Next one, transportation, because that is a big one. We've talked about it. We've talked about commute time. We've talked about public transportation. There is public transportation available, and it's very available in the city of Charlottesville, and it goes throughout Albemarle County, but it is not common in Albemarle County. There are dictated routes on the most common travel paths. So going out 29 North or going out to Crozet 29 East, or I'm sorry, 250 East. So public transportation is an option, but it's not a good one, not for Albemarle County. Albemarle County is really a car-dependent community. With that, car ownership, it comes with the associated cost. So that could be gas, which we talked about is lower, insurance, and maintenance. If you work somewhere such as UVA, you're probably going to also have to pay for parking during your workday. So that would also add to transportation. So there you go. Transportation for this area, on average, we go right with the national average. That's good. So cost of living in Albemarle County, well, there's a lot of dependence on it. There's a lot of feedback into it to actually tweak it to say it's going to be higher or lower for you. When you look at the overall numbers, the cost of living in Albemarle County is slightly higher than the national average. We actually come in on the state level we're pretty much on the state level, but slightly above the national average. There's just too many general estimates. Actual expenses may be higher, maybe lower, but overall we're slightly above. So don't rule out Albemarle County just because you hear cost of living. The other thing is it also depends where you're coming from. Several clients of mine in the past year moved here thrilled. One of my clients just moved from San Diego. He was ecstatic. Not only was his housing, he got so much more for his housing bang for his buck, but his insurance was about a third of what he had been paying in San Francisco, sorry. So again, it just depends where you're coming from. If you're coming from California, maybe you're coming from Northern Virginia and the DC, or maybe you're coming from up north, someplace like Massachusetts, coming to Albemarle County is going to be saving you money. So again, keep it in context. And when you come here, we'll talk about it. We'll see what it looks like and what living in Charlottesville would be for you. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're busy. I have a couple of other videos that actually may be of interest to you. Check out the Charlottesville cost of living. And I also just did one for Louisa, which is falling on the southeastern side of Charlottesville. So again, options. You got Albemarle, which is all around Charlottesville, and then you have Louisa, Charlottesville itself. But check out my other videos. You might find some additional information that you would love to learn about. But I would love for your thumbs up. I would love for you to subscribe and not miss anything as I uploaded. And of course, I would always love to hear from you. If you drop me a text, shoot me an email, give me a call. But until next time, thanks. I look forward to helping you with living in Charlottesville.